First of all, I want to thank to the organization the invitation. It's a great pleasure to be here with you, me and my students somewhere. And today we will share with you some of our main ideas about what is the main proposal of innovation, okay? We are talking about technology, but technology is a way to help people, is a way to increase the level of, I don't know, the level of satisfaction, the level of, for instance, potable water in our taps, the level of efficiency in terms of energy, in terms of water. So technology can be what we want that technology should done, but the focus may be the people. And these three persons are very good examples of this. So, my name is Manuela. I'm a biologist working in engineering world since 1996. I was born in University of Algarve, and then I went to CEiiA. In university, I studied, I tested in the labs, and then I went to CEiiA, which is the biggest engineering center in the country. So, this is my point of view, what is innovation. First, I want to call Rita Andrade. Rita is project manager in RCA Project Delivery. Then I want to call Hugo, okay? Hugo Jorge from Rolear. Welcome, Hugo. And after, the last but not the least, Gualter Crisóstomo from CEiiA. Welcome, Gualter. Okay, guys, so in about 3 minutes, each of you must tell us who are you and what is the difference between your company or institution and the others that we have before yours. Why are you innovative? You want to start, Rita?
Yes, thank you. Hello to all. Thanks for the invitation to be here. I'm from RCA Project Delivery. We are changing name for RCA Project Managers. And we work in the construction sector. And in the construction sector is a sector that is very low efficient and very low digital. So we have a big digital transformation in front of us to do it. In RCA Project Managers, we do project management. We have already heard today about the importance of the project management. So in construction, it's also very important to have a good project manager. And why are we innovative? Because we try to bring the innovation of this sector to Algarve. I'm in the education field of the building information modeling. That is a technology that is quite used in lots of countries and in some parts of Portugal. Some bigger companies already adopted, and the government put it as a goal to have it implemented in Portugal. But what I feel here in Algarve is that there are a few people that know what it is, that are using it. And so I'm in the education part of that technology to try to make the construction sector more efficient. But I work in two different realities. So my daily work is in a traditional way. And then I do things like this to come and talk about and try to convince people that the future is arriving and we need to put the digital transformation in the construction sector as an urgent theme.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo from the Rolear Group, a company based here in the Algarve, but has other business in the country, in Lisbon, Oporto, mainly in the mainland. I will talk about an internal project that we are developing in Rolear. We are collecting data from our buildings. It's more or less 25 buildings, mainly here in the Algarve, one in Lisbon, Porto, Beja. These buildings are offices, stores, logistic buildings, and one resort. The data that we are collecting is consumption data, electrical consumption, water consumption, photovoltaic production, the quality of air, indoor air temperature and humidity, and occupancy. As well, we are checking AVAC system as well, the consumption of AVAC system inside of these buildings. All of this data is managed by a centralized building management system, which transport this data to a database. And this database is using to train a model with some technology, with AI technology and other technologies to check the behavior of the efficiency of buildings, of our buildings. We want to answer some questions, like the building is efficient or not, the behavior in terms of waste, in terms of energy, electrical energy, thermic energy, water energy. And this is a starting point inside from a company, and then next step to other companies, other buildings, to the territory.
Okay, thank you. Gualter, please.
Hi, good afternoon. So after the lunch, it's very difficult to speak about innovation. But I'm going to tell you that right now I'm a little bit nervous because we are in the region of Lagos. As you know, Lagos is a very important region for innovation. In this region, we create a lot of tools for navigation.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me. I'm from the northeast of Portugal, from the mountains, to be near the sea and talk about innovation in this region so important, because here we create the globalization. So it's very difficult for me, but at the same time, it's very important to say it because here we create the globalization, and Portugal is a very open country to receive all the people from all the countries. And in my name and in the name of my company, we are open to receive foreign people in our country and innovators like you here. The other motive that I'm very nervous, because I'm also from, in this region, I met the love of my life. So, and it changed my life completely and created a very innovative. So from this stage to the love of my life, a big kiss, I love you, baby. She's here, okay?
Where are you, Erika?
So the question it was why my company is different.
Yeah.
The answer is very simple. It's because they have me in the company. So that's the reason. It's not other reason. But the very reason is like Manuela CEiiA is an engineering center who works in the very high-tech technologies and sector. We work in the sustainable mobility. In Portugal, all the startup model of electric mobility was created by us. We work also in the aeronautic, the biggest airplane of Embraer, 3/3 of the all engineering, it was developed by us. We also work in the ocean technologies.
Satellites.
And we also work in space. So we have almost 800 engineers. We employ the most, almost the engineers of aeronautic area in Portugal. So we work with a very high-tech people and very known people. But the tricky thing is when we develop a project, we put the people in the center. And we bring all the different communities, all the different players of territory to the table to develop that project with us and to design the project with us. It's not the brains of the CEiiA who says, let's go to do this, like this. No, we bring the people to the table, and with them, we discuss the project, and with them, we design the project. And I think that is the tricky. And when we are in the territory, they don't have almost the players, or they don't know what are the concepts. We work with them to develop the ecosystem, even the ecosystem of innovation with the startups, and we work also with the big project. And with that big project, we also to try to engage to create the ecosystem for startups, to communities, to new generation around that. I think that is the tricky. Don't work alone, but work in co-creation, like the African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. I think that is our main answer for that. We want to go further, so we go together.
And this is a very interesting question. And this is a very interesting question, because the United Nations used to say that we need to be before we do. And pointing this, Rita, in your daily routine, how can your company improve the way of life of the people from Algarve? How do you see the future of the building companies related creating value in our daily lives? How can we do this?
Interesting question. We, in the construction sector, we are on the way of changing the way that we work. And the technology that we have today at our disposal help us on that. The major advantage of changing or doing this digital transformation is that when we start conceiving a building, when we start thinking about a project, a development, we can do the virtual building. We can do first a virtual model of that building, and with that we can test. We can test all the technology. We can test energy efficiency. We can test new materials. We can test the life cycle of the building, and we can have all that information before starting to put the first brick. And that will be a really big change in the way that the construction sector is done nowadays, because nowadays, first, well, there's a project, of course, but we start building and we start solving the problems when the building is happening. And that is a huge no use of the resource in an efficient way. So nowadays we have this crisis of habitation. People don't have houses. Houses are expensive to build. The process takes too long. And this crisis will help us to do this digital transformation of the construction sector. We need first to think the building. We need first to solve the problems when we are in a conceptual stage. And with a virtual building, we can test all of that. And then it will be faster, it will be cheaper, it will be a risk-controlled environment to build. So this is how innovation will impact the life of people in the construction sector.
Thank you. Hugo, in your case, we are talking about energy efficiency. But energy efficiency must take in account also climate resilience, okay? And of course, green energies and this kind of issues. In your opinion, Rolear can improve the climate change resilience in Algarve through energy efficiency, through green energies? How can you contribute to this challenge?
Yes, it's one of our objectives as an engineering company. We want to look at these, we want to look to the solutions that we have, but to get there, we need information, we need data. This is how I started saying that we are collecting from our buildings, but this is something that we need to do everywhere, basically. Today we talk about smart cities, for example. It's in development, in the market, mainly here in the Algarve. A lot of cities and a lot of places are getting this sensorization to get data.
Yeah.
And different kind of data, the electric consumption or from outside, from the weather, prediction, all of kind of data that can be used, but first needs to be validated and needs to be treated. And how are you going to use? And you have to work, like Rolear as a company, have to work models and have to use and should use the new technologies and approaches like AI, machine learning, a lot of these technologies, and make not alone, but with partners, with the companies from here or from globally, basically, and get off this expertise even here at Rolear or our company, like from Rita or from Gualter, get this information, like BIM information, building information modeling is very useful to get some data, mainly pre-construction, to realize that it's something that we are developing. It's going to be efficient. We can be used to get it better and efficiency-wise and sustainability-wise.
Thank you. Gualter, CEiiA every day is creating new technologies, but also a lot of different projects of social innovation. Can you give us some examples, for instance, in Algarve, of projects that CEiiA can...
Yes, I think you have plenty of time to listen to me, so prepare. It's almost
2
hours about telling some examples. For us, the technology is a tool for an object, okay? For us, the important thing is to help people to have a better life, for us to have a better world. This is not a Miss Universal speech, okay? This is what we believe. So, for example, one example that we are doing here in Algarve, in the municipality of Lolé, we are talking about to create a voluntary municipality carbon market. So, what is this? To be very quickly, for example, if I go buy electric car or if I go for an electric device of mobility, I can measure the CO2 that you avoid if you go with a gasoline or a petrol car. So with the CO2 that you avoid, we can go to the market and change for other, to pay a part of what you buy for sustainability by the CO2 that you avoid. You create a token to do that. But to develop that, you need to work with the municipality to prepare all the market. You need to work with the enterprise to understand what is this. You need to work with the education community. You need to work with the citizens. So, is to create all of this ecosystem to understand all of these ideas. But at the same time, you need also you cannot do this alone. You also need to create an ecosystem for startups, because some of the ideas you need to be the startups to do that. So it's that kind of project that we try to develop, and we are doing that with the municipality of Lolé, and it is a 3 years project. And that project has been a success that the UN, the United Nations, invite us to present this project in this CUP in Belém. I'm going tomorrow to Belém to present this project as a success, how to engage the community and put the society, the citizens, in the people in the center of not the technology that you develop, but the products or the service that you develop with the help of the technology, but for the necessities of the people. Not the technology for the technology, but to develop products or service that can help the people to change behaviors of the people to the people be more sustainable. Another example, and is very quickly, it was a project that we developed in Brazil, and now you can see in the Rio the news. It was in the slam of Marianas. It is the biggest slam in Rio de Janeiro. And if you go to Cascais, you see the bicycle of sharing. That bicycle was developed by us, but it was developed in the slam of Marianas, in the slam of Maré, in Rio de Janeiro. We create a fab lab there, and we work with the community there during 1 year to design with them what is a bicycle for sharing. And it was very interesting because we also put the municipality of Rio de Janeiro, it's very quickly. And it was very interesting because when we leave the airport of Galeão in Rio de Janeiro, that slam only have some breaks for people to get the bus 1 kilometer, and they have difficulties of mobility. With the discussion that we have in working groups in the slam, with the community, the municipality, in the working groups of that project, the municipality of Rio de Janeiro break, and before 1 kilometer, they put 250 meters. So sometimes people who need to make more than 1 kilometer to get the bus, after that, with 100 meters, get the bus. So it's that type of project that we make. And there are a lot of startups here. For a guy who is also an entrepreneur and believes in startups, the only thing that I tell you is believe in your project, work with your heart, and we are going to fail a lot of time, but don't believe your dream. Okay?
Thank you, Gualter. So our time is over, but the last comment is with so many knowledge, we have responsibility to create value and every day try to be our best version. So guys, we need to continue. Thank you.